So, Brooke Schofield has been in a lot of hot water lately for defending her new boyfriend, Miles McFly or Miles Canton, who is allegedly a creep. She knows of her new man's allegations and she's been defending him hard in her comments. And now she's taken it upon herself to post a TikTok where she defends him further, and it's not looking good for her. It's like the more she talks about him, the more she digs herself deeper and deeper into a hole. She's been receiving such a crazy amount of backlash, and she just continues defending him. She's only been dating this guy for a few months, and it seems like she's willing to risk her whole career for this man despite his allegations. And these aren't just baseless accusations. Like, there is enough proof to these accusations to the point where they seem more plausible than not. After Brooke announced that she had a new boyfriend on the podcast, her fans did some digging into who this guy is, which typically happens when they talk about someone on the podcast, especially a new boyfriend. And upon looking into this guy, people discovered that Miles is very much a creep. In 2014, he allegedly dated a 16-year-old model named Isabella when he was around 27 years old. Everyone found this insane, which rightfully so. They also found out that he was also hanging around other young celebrities at the time like Kendall Jenner and Sophia Richie. He is a Nepo baby, his dad helped produce Back to the Future, so that's why he was hanging out with them. But the girls do look pretty young. There is definitely a common theme with him hanging around young girls when he was looking a little too old to be doing that. So everyone suspects that Miles was dating Isabella because there are a lot of photos of them together where they seem a little too close. There are a lot of photos of them with their arm around each other, and then there is this photo of them literally in bed together. There is also another photo where Miles posted that Isabella is his woman crush Wednesday. Then there's a screenshot of a comment that he left on one of her Instagram photos. He commented the water drop emojis, and she replied to him with a heart. Then someone found his old Ask FM page, and everyone was pretty on the fence about how legitimate this page was. He talked a lot about Isabella on this page. The biggest thing that sent everyone into a frenzy was this big paragraph he allegedly wrote to her. In this paragraph, he says that Isabella is his girlfriend of 5 months and that he loves her. And the timestamp on this post is July 9th, 2015. He also included this photo at the end of the paragraph with the two of them together. This photo is very real, and it definitely looks like they're a couple just from this photo alone. Like I said in my previous video, this paragraph very much looks like it was written by a child or at least someone very young. It doesn't look like it was written by a 27-year-old. I don't know much about this Miles guy, but I'm going to give him the benefit of the doubt and say that he doesn't write like he is in middle school at the latest. Miles wasn't that well known by any means, but this could have still very well been a fan account. There are fan accounts out there on social media of Isabella and also of Isabella and Miles together. Isabella was friends with Sophia Richie, so maybe someone who was a fan of Isabella thought that her and Miles were a cute ship and made this fake Ask FM fam account. Isabella has her own account, so maybe two friends who were a fan of the two just pretended to be them and went back and forth with each other to act like they were dating. Obviously, they were young, so they didn't understand that a 16-year-old and a 27-year-old grown man should not be dating. These Isabella and Miles accounts were also interacting with a fake Kylie Jenner account as well as a fake Sophia Richie account, so it doesn't seem that far-fetched to believe that they were all fan accounts. But whether the Ask FM account is real or not, the photos still prove that Miles and Isabella had something icky going on, and that Miles is very much a creep. He should not be in bed with a teen girl. That is weird, even if they were just friends. And for some reason, Brooke is defending this man. She's saying that everything that's come to light about him, even with photo evidence, are all lies because he told her differently. Like, of course he told you differently, girl. I don't think he'd proudly admit to his past creepy predatory behavior to his now girlfriend, especially when his said now girlfriend has made series where she exposes old boyfriends. And Brooke also went on to comment about how even Isabella would say that nothing happened between them and how Miles and Isabella only hung out so much because his best friend Jake dated Sophia Richie, who was friends with Isabella. All these comments and all this backlash prompted her to eventually post a TikTok where she defended him even further. This of course led to even more backlash, and she turned off the comments on the TikTok, but she did leave the video up, which is a little surprising. In this TikTok, she says that none of what people are saying about Miles and Isabella is true. She said that this entire rumor started over an Ask FM page with a fake post about them dating for 5 months, and even after everyone realized that the page was fake, they still continue to spread this rumor. Then she talks about the photos of them together and their comments to each other and the context of these photos and comments.
Let me tell you guys why I have not addressed this, because it's not real. Guys, we started this whole rumor based on an Ask FM post from a guy who's supposedly in his 20s wishing a girl a happy 5-month anniversary on Ask FM, and she's 15 or 16 years old. And like genuinely 30 seconds later, everyone realized that's a fake account. It's not a real account. The post is fake, but who cares, right? I don't have to tell you the post is fake. You can go look yourself and see that the post is fake. And before you say, why would they make an account for him? The same reason everyone's starting rumors about him now is because of who he's associated with. But without our fake post, all we have is photos of them together, right? We have photos of them together and them commenting back to each other on Instagram. Which, without context, I can agree is still kind of weird, okay? Except I know the context. The context is that he was friends with Sofia Richie's older brother, and she was best friends with Sofia Richie. These two groups of friends are always at Lionel Richie's house, hanging out with each other like family. It's not this like gross, disgusting, weird thing that everybody's making it. I take stuff like this so seriously, and I'm always gonna believe a woman, okay? Except in this particular scenario, the woman is saying this never happened. This is such a ridiculous rumor, horrible rumor.
One interesting thing that everyone is pointing out is how Brooke previously said that the reason Isabella and Miles hung out was because Miles's best friend, Jake, was dating Sofia Richie, and Sofia and Isabella were best friends, so that's why they were all close. Now, in this TikTok, she's claiming that Isabella and Miles were so close because Miles was best friends with Sofia's brother, not her boyfriend.
The context is that he was friends with Sofia Richie's older brother, and she was best friends with Sofia Richie.
Also, it's weird of her to see these photos of Miles and Isabella together, know that they look weird, and still think that context really matters in this situation. Just in case you need a reminder, this 27-year-old guy was in bed with a 16-year-old girl. Unless they're related, context doesn't make the situation better. Brooke ends the TikTok by saying that none of this is about Miles and that everyone is going with this rumor because they don't like her.
The best story, and the one that everybody's going to believe and go with, is always going to be the worst one. Nobody cares about the truth, okay? The truth is uninteresting. I have a theory that this whole thing was never about him. I think it's about me. If you don't think this is about me, I encourage you to go read the comments on the video that I stitched, okay? And tell me if you even see any about him. They're all about me being gross and disgusting and how I would do anything for a man, and I need to be canceled forever. Nobody cares what this could do to his life and career as long as we can make me look worse.
I will agree, I think that it's wrong that there are people who are more concerned with her than this creep, but at the same time, she is at fault here too. No one's coming at her for no reason. Everyone is letting her know, with evidence, that her boyfriend was up to no good with teenagers as a grown man, and she still chooses to not only ignore it, but defend him. Those photos are very real and prove that they had something weird going on between the two of them. Brooke went on to reply to some comments that people left about Miles. Like, in one, she talks about how Isabella has even said that her and Miles were never together. She also mentions it in the TikTok. In this comment, she replied to someone saying, "The accept is because she did not accuse him. The internet accused him. She is just confused how this possibly became a story." Someone responded to Brooke and asked why Isabella doesn't just come out and clear things up, to which Brooke replied with, "She's a grown adult now who says they've never had any kind of romantic relationship whatsoever." The defending doesn't stop there, and personally, I find this next comment from Brooke to be the most insane. Someone said, "But there's still pictures of them together like in a bed. I'm really trying to see it from your perspective, but the evidence is there. They have pictures together and his comments are still up on her page." Brooke replied saying, "It was always a group, literally so innocent, and it just made into something so gross. She herself is so confused how anyone could have possibly drawn that conclusion from something so innocent." That comment just gives me the absolute ick. That picture of Isabella and Miles in bed together is the worst photo out of all of them. How in the world is that photo so innocent and not gross? With their ages as context, anyone would find that photo weird and draw up the conclusion that the man is a creep. The whole situation is just so weird. Miles is a creep. There is evidence. I don't understand why Brooke is defending this man who she's been dating for, a few months at most? Like, girl, why are you going up to bat to defend this man you barely know, and in the process, you're ruining your whole career and your reputation for? She is doing way too much for this man.